Libra, this October, the universe is inviting you to rise into a higher frequency, creating your dream reality while expanding your skills and your wealth. Hey Libra, I'm Lindsay with Love. I'm a Western tropical zodiac astrologer here to raise the frequency of the planet by transforming as many lives as I possibly can. And astrology is a tool that I use to do just that. So, welcome to your October 2025 horoscope. I've got you here, I've got my computer and some notes here, I've got my mic off screen. So, Libra, every once in a while, I will look down at my notes to make sure that I'm delivering to you the most accurate information. We're going to talk Mercury, Venus, Mars, the full moon, the new moon, and then you will be on your way. So let's dive in, Libra. Let's get going with Mercury. Mercury starting off this month in the sign of Libra. And this is a very open communication type of energy. It's peace of the mind, it's harmony, it's negotiating energy, it's compromising energy. And it's really powerful mediating energy as well. And for you, Libra, this is all hanging out in the part of the sky for you that involves yourself. Your mind is on who you are. It's not a selfish perspective, Libra. It's more like I'm trying to find the balance of who I am. I'm trying to understand the energy of faith and taking action while also surrendering to the path that's opening up for me. You may be thinking about ways to improve your energetic appearance, the ways to improve your physical appearance. You might be thinking about ways to switch something up about you so that others perceive you in the way that you desire. Of course, recognizing, Libra, that many people are still judging with their eyes only. And so it's important to show up as you desire to in physical appearance wise, but also energetically, right? Because the energy speaks volumes. Most people don't realize that our auras are talking to each other before we physically speak to each other, but that is the truth. And so it's a time where you're really focused in on like who you are and how you're showing up and how you're being perceived. Now, in the lower vibration, this energy could be a little bit indecisive. And so be mindful here, Libra. You know, you are a multifaceted, creative, spiritual being of the universe. That's what I like to tell myself anyway. And so you might feel a little indecisive. Which path do I take? How do I present? Blah, 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 blah. But if you remember that life is an experiment, then you're okay with giving different things a try. So decide on giving something a try and then see how it works out for you. Decide on your I am identity. Decide to show up in a certain style, in a certain energy, and see how it's received. And then as you experiment, you'll be able to kind of narrow down what it is you're really trying to kind of unfold for yourself, okay? So there's that. That's the beginning of the month. And then on the 6th of the month, let me just hide some things here. On the 6th of the month, Mercury then shifts into Scorpio. And this is a very intense energy. Your thoughts are intense. They're probing. This is researching energy. This is analyzing. It's troubleshooting. It's trying to get to the bottom of things. It's truth-seeking energy. And remember, Mercury is the intellect. It's our thoughts. It's our communication, right? Our mindset. And so for you, you have got your mind on your money and your money on your mind with this energy. It's in the part of the sky that involves your self-worth. It involves your natural gifts and talents, and it involves your money. And so you might be, I don't know, trying to figure out ways to make your money work for you, right? Through investments, whether that's stocks or investing in a friend's company or really any other way you want to invest. There's billions of ways to invest in this day and age, but it's like you are focused in on perhaps enhancing your skill set so that you can earn more money, enhancing your gifts and talents so that you can have more material resources, more security as it relates to materials and money. Now, the interesting part about this energy is that it's very focused. And so like you're clocked in, locked in, clocked in. You're locked in, Libra, on your money, on your skill set. It's a really powerful time to learn new things. So if you know that there's something you need to learn so that you're better at your craft, so that you earn more money, this is a really powerful month to do just that. Now, in the lower vibration of this energy, it's a little bit introverted. It's a little bit less talkative, but in the house of your natural gifts and talents and your money, do you necessarily have to talk? I don't know. It really depends on what you're doing for a living and what you're doing to receive money in. So you might feel a little bit more like going inward But in the part of the sky that involves your worthiness and discovering yourself so you can uncover hidden talents, it makes sense to go inward. So use the energy wisely and really honor your energy at this time. At the end of the month, all the way to the 29th of the month, Mercury then shifts into Sagittarius. And now this energy is more optimistic. It's jovial. You're visionary. You're forward thinking. You're seeing things from bird's eye view versus kind of the current level you're at. Not really interested in the nitty gritty details of things, just really wanting to expand. And for you, this expansion is happening when it comes to your intellect, when it comes to your mindset. And that's really beautiful, Libra, because I truly believe that the more open-minded one is, energetically, spiritually, when it comes to philosophy and religion and law and humans and ideologies, the more open-minded you are, this is my belief, the more abundance can flow to you, because you don't have all these rigid rules and structures around life and how it's meant to live and what is right and what is wrong and what is good and what is bad, right? You're kind of flowing with. And so I think it's really powerful. It's a great time at the end of the month to tap into studying, like I mentioned earlier with Scorpio in the second house. You might be, expanding your studies here. You might be following a curiosity. If you're following a curiosity, it really might take off for you, meaning it could be something that turns into something really great, expansive, abundant type vibes. But just be mindful, because there's tendency perhaps to take things to the extreme with this energy. So you could really like mentally burn yourself out perhaps, or you could just like really be going all in, like all eggs in one basket, which personally I do believe is like how you manifest the fastest. But there's also like lots of potential heartbreak with that as well, right? If you're going all in on something and it doesn't work out. So just things to be thinking about and mindful of here with Mercury in this part of the sky. Your communication is really expansive. It's bold. It's big. It's out there. On the other side of it, it's a little bit too direct and a little bit too forward for some people. So read the room with Mercury in this part of the sky toward the end of the month, so that you're not offending too many people, unless that's your goal. But I do believe in karma, Libra, and I think we should just try our best to say kind things. And if we can't say anything kind, we should just zip our lips. All right, that is Mercury's story for you for the month of October. Before we move on to Venus, the energy of love and money, hit the subscribe button if you're a Libra, if you are cross-watching for a Libra, or if you know a Libra in your life. I feel like you should just hit the subscribe button because that covers everything. All right, let's keep going. Starting off the month, Venus is hanging out in the sign of Virgo. This is healing energy. This is being of service to others. I kind of like to think of it as a bit of a calming energy, right? Venus, the energy of love, in potentially too analytical, too perfectionist, too high-strung Virgo. So it kind of balances out that maybe a lower vibrational Virgo energy, if you will. And for you, Libra, this energy is starting off in your 12th house, in the part of the sky that involves your spiritual essence, the part of the sky that is all that is. And it's really beautiful. It really is. You have the energy of love in the part of the sky that involves your faith, your ability, because you have so much faith, to surrender, to trust in divine timing, to trust in yourself, to trust that the energy, even though you can't see it, is working in your favor, constantly swirling around you to manifest your best reality. I just love it for you. It's a time where you're likely wanting to go a little bit inward, spending time in solitude, doing some introspective work, doing some meditative work, yoga, journaling, walking outside in nature, even spending time with your thoughts and with yourself, to understand yourself at a more spiritual and energetic level. It's such beautiful energy, Venus in this part of the sky. It's the power, because you have such faith, to send out manifestations that will easily come to fruition because of the faith that you've locked into. And it's also a good time if, Libra, you've been struggling with any like negative habits, bad habits, even kind of addictive habits, energies, to fill yourself up with love for yourself, for God, source, universe, creator, for the connection you have with your higher self at all times, with the divine, the source that is within you, and release those habits so that you can move closer and closer toward your dream reality. Venus here is very artistic, and this is the part of the sky that's extremely imaginative. And so you might be really receiving lots of ideas through kind of quick downloads, clairaudience, through your dreams, even. So it's a great time to really tap into your imagination as well. Then on the 13th of the month, Venus shifts into Libra, which is beautiful, super powerful energy, right? Venus in rulership in your sign, Libra. And this is an energy of peace, of harmony, of beauty, of kindness, gentleness, softness, charisma, charm, a little flirty. I love that for you. And it's in the part of the sky for you that involves your I am presence, your core identity. You're going to be very magnetic, super radiant in the back half of the month. People are going to want to help you create your dream life. You might realize that you desire to enter onto a new life path, one that is more fulfilling, maybe one that's more creative, one that's more balanced with your energy at this time. Recognizing, Libra, that it's okay. It is okay. And I don't know if many people realize this, but it's okay to change up your life path. Like, we are evolving beings, and we're constantly, as we evolve and enter a new frequency and into a new manifested reality, starting to desire something new. That is part of the fun of being a human spiritual being. And so you might decide that you want a more fulfilled path. You're going to step onto the path of service to others. If that's the case, Libra, that's absolutely so beautiful. And when that happens is when you really expand your life and your world opens up for you. But ultimately, life is good. You're loving on yourself. People are feeling that energy radiating off of you. And so they're interested in you and they're wanting to talk to you. It's a time where you might feel inclined to change up your appearance, switch up your style in some way, whether that's your hair, your makeup, your clothing, all of it, some of it, maybe none of it. But it's a time where you might feel a desire to change up how you're showing up in front of other people so that you can kind of test out perceptions, right? Like I was talking about with your Mercury here, it's like allow yourself to maybe make just really subtle changes and see if those subtle changes have any sort of effect on your reality, right? So, for example, this is just an example. I changed up, I used to sit down and film all of my TikTok videos. And I realized I prefer to stand because I can kind of wiggle around. It's more animated. I can really project out of my heart and kind of my stomach, my diaphragm. And when I started standing up, I feel like my videos started taking off more and more. It's such a subtle shift, but for whatever reason it worked, right? And I'm happy with that reason. I'm just going to let it ride. And so maybe you're doing something like that, but for you, instead of like that, it's like, okay, you're going to start wearing more conservative outfits, or you're going to stop wearing bright red lipstick and you're going to go to a more neutral shade, or you're going to go from a neutral shade to a bright red lipstick. I mean, I don't know. The possibilities are truly endless, Libra. So play with it, experiment with your life, because the more you experiment, the more you're going to find what works. And that's how you really start to expand. All right, Libra, let's keep it going. On October 6th, there is a full moon happening in Aries. So this full moon in Aries is finding more independence as an individual. It is being the captain of your own ship. It is being the boss of your own life. It is maybe adjusting how you're speaking to yourself from an I am perspective, the labels you're giving yourself, releasing things that are not serving you so that you can really step forward toward your dreams and your goals in a very easy and effortless way. Now, for you, this is hanging out in the part of the sky that involves your one-on-one relationships. Most people are going to say, oh no, full moon in the house of relationships means an ending. Perhaps, right? Full moons bring things to fruition, and sometimes fruition means that one door closes so a better one can open. But it doesn't necessarily always have to be a bad ending or a sad ending. It can be that you're shifting from best friends to business partners. You're shifting from boyfriend and girlfriend to fiancés, right? And so something may shift with this full moon energy. Now, the other way that this could play out for you, Libra, is that you might discover something about your relationships that perhaps you hadn't known before. You learn something new about the person you're in relationship with, about your best friend, your business partner, whoever. It could be that you are reclaiming, and this is the way I like to think of it, is you're reclaiming a sense of individuality within the relationship. And I think that's so beautiful, right? Because we are all unique, energetic beings, and then we come together in relationship and we bring that uniqueness to the relationship. And then that's like a whole entity in and of itself, which is the couple, the besties, whatever. But there's still the two of you being your own individual selves, right? And I think that's super cool. So something happening in the world of relationships for you this month, around the 6th of the month with this full moon in the part of the sky that does involve your one-on-one relationships. Let's move on to Mars, and then we'll talk the new moon, and then you'll be free to go on your way. All right, so Mars is hanging out in Scorpio all month long, and this is powerful energy. Mars feels at home in Scorpio, the traditional ruler of Scorpio. This is goal focused. This is achieving success. This is in it to win it. This is kind of like get out of my way, move, get out the way. It's very strong-willed energy. It's physical momentum. It's passionate as well. So for you, it's hanging out in the part of the sky that involves your money. I can see you, Libra, just like, I don't want to say hustling, I don't want to say grinding, because I don't vibe with those words. I say just showcasing you. These are my gifts and talents. This is what I can do. This is how good I am. This is what I charge, right? Show me the money. It's that type of vibes. You're going to have a lot of physical energy and passion around your gifts and talents, around your money, your security, your material resources. You might be shifting money, moving money around, different accounts, different this, different that, commanding your money, which is really powerful. It To me, I like it. I think you have an opportunity this month to really build up your bank account, build up your savings, your investments, generate your wealth, whatever you want to do. It's going to perhaps have you like really tapped in, like I said, passionate about your skill set, enhancing your skill set. You are worthy, period, Libra, and you know that. So tap into that energy and activate it. I would say the word of caution here is that this energy can be a little bit stubborn, a little bit assertive, borderline aggressive, a little bit forward, even a little bit like secretive almost, a little withdrawn in the lower vibrations. So do with that information what you will. Remember, you always have a choice, because astrology gives the energetic potential in the sky, and we live in a polar world, right? The law of polarity states there's two ends of each spectrum, and so the astrology is the potential, and you get to choose how to use the potential. Now, I will say be mindful. You're very focused on achieving some goals, probably related to your skills and money, and there is likely potential for burnout when we're that focused in. Now, you have a lot of physical energy in this area of life with Mars and Scorpio, but we have to honor our human energy and recognize, like, when we're pushing too hard with human effort is typically when we need to step back, like reassess, take a walk, clear the mind, take a step away from the computer type of energy. And you don't want to burn yourself out, because if you burn out, then it just takes longer to get back into a balanced energy to, start working again. So really honor your energy during this month, your physical energy. Take a rest when you need to, and truly rest. Like, don't doom scroll on TikTok, don't do whatever, just like truly rest, okay? All right, moving on. Let's talk the new moon on the 21st. There is a new moon happening in the sign of Libra. Libra, it is your month to just be the best version of yourself and collect the bag doing it. I swear, it's just a good month for you. If you are interested, once again, in changing your life path, if you're interested in being perceived differently, if you are ready to let go of that I am shitty limiting belief that keeps replaying in your mind, use this new moon energy to launch out those desires. I desire to enter onto the path of service to others. I desire to do this with my career. I desire to earn this much money. I desire to, be super independent, and then showcase to others that it's okay to do that as well. Like, literally whatever it is for you. This is like about your aura, your identity. So you could have a billion things that you desire in this area of the sky. So send those manifestations out and allow the universe to work for you. Libra, claim it in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button to lock it in, and I'll see you back here soon.